Welcome back. In this week's video, I want to talk about a brand new feature from Addigy called Addigy Assist. Addigy Assist is going to give your users or even your techs a single place to look when setting up a new computer to see the progress of what's being installed. I think this is a great addition from Addigy. It's kind of a missing piece that some other MDMs like Jamf already had similar products, but I think Addigy is doing this in a really easy to understand, easy to set up, and clear way for the end user to understand what's going on their computer. I also think the design of this product is very Apple-esque and looks very clean and just like it's part of the regular computer experience, which is a great plus. So what we're going to do is we are going to walk through how to set this up in Addigy, and then I'm going to show you on my virtual machine that I just spun up what this looks like to the end users. Let's go over to Addigy, and we're going to go to our policies, and then we're going to go down to Assist. Now, the first time you come in here, there's not going to be anything assigned to this policy. So what we're going to want to do is press assign. And in here, you will see your list of configurations. If you're familiar with how the self-service setup works, it's very similar. You assign the configuration based on the policy. It can be shared between some policies, or it can be its own per policy. I already have one created, but let's go ahead and just walk through creating a new one. So then you basically have two sections here. We have settings and branding options. So for the settings, you can have whether this shows up for all enrollments, only ADE, or only manual enrollments. We're going to do it for all enrollments. You can have a grace period for the number of days that it'll show up on newly enrolled devices. And the way this works is when a computer is registered in Addigy, that's when it's going to start that window. So if you already have computers in Addigy, which most people probably do, you don't want this showing up on all the computers because the computer's already been set up. So you want to put in this grace period. Typically, I would say 1 day is going to be the recommended, but you can make that slightly longer if you wanted to. It is helpful to note too, this will only happen on computer registration, so not new user creation. So if you wipe a computer and delete it from Addigy, then this will get triggered again. If you wipe a computer but it stays in Addigy, it's still going to have that same date, so it will not show Addigy Assist again. Same if you are only going in and creating new users and maybe not wiping the computer or fully reprovisioning it, this will still not show up. So this is only showing up when you first register a computer in the Addigy portal. You can choose to have it display as windowed or full screen. We'll do windowed for this. Then you can have it show or skip the completion screen. For this, we'll do show just so you can see what it looks like. Depending on what apps you are installing to, a restart may be necessary after the install. You can go ahead and have it restart the computer after it's complete or not. We're going to skip that for today. And you can also have it require an exit code, and that's just an alphanumeric code that would need to be put in for it to be able to be exited. Moving over to the branding options section, you could either choose to have this be, if you're an MSP, it could be your MSP branding info, or it could be the company specifically. That's up to you. For today's example, we're just going to put this in as ourselves. Here you can have a message. Their default message is in here, but for today what we can do is just put in a test message so you can see where that shows up. You can have a phone number in here, and you can have an email address. You can also put light mode and dark mode images in that'll show up differently depending on how your branding looks. Then you can just select those images, and then once you have all of this the way you want it, you can do save or save and assign. We can do save and assign for this, and we will now see that it looks a little bit different in here. We can see the name of our profile here, the name of our assist configuration here, and we now see what assets are shown. So this will show basically depending on what you have in your policy. So any smart software, public software, Apple apps, or MDM profiles, if you want users to specifically see something, you can come in here and either show or hide it. So what we can do is pick and choose, right? So if I want FileMaker to be shown that it's installing, we can do show in Assist. But maybe I want Chrome to not be, and I want Chrome to be hidden, so I can make sure that says hidden. Same for Apple apps. Maybe we want Nord layer to show up that's installing in Slack, but maybe we don't want them to see that these PPPC profiles are being installed, so we could choose to hide those from Assist. For today, I am going to have it show is installed just so you can see what it looks like when a profile is installed, but that is up to you. It's important to know that Addigy Assist is not the mechanism that's pushing out these apps. It's only showing or hiding them in the app as they're installing. So only the things that you are already deploying are going to show up in these lists. So if you come in here and you're like, I don't see anything, it could be that the policy that you've set this up under isn't what is pushing out those apps. Let's go over to my test computer and we'll see what it actually looks like as it's installing. This is a computer that I am literally just enrolling for the first time. And what will happen is a new app is going to show up down here that is going to be for Addigy Assist. So here we can see that app just started to open. And we're going to get some progresses on what's happening, what's installing, what's already been installed, and you can see a general progress bar here along the bottom. So here you'll also be able to see that logo we uploaded, that test message we put in, and if we go to this need help section, there you can see that phone number and email address you put in. I will say there is a current bug where some apps are failing, or they say they're failed, but they are actually installing. Addigy is aware and is working on this bug, but it is a bug of the early days of this software. But if we go into applications, you can actually see Chrome was installed. So it's at this point a false fail. And I'm sure Addigy is going to iron that out soon. Once it shows that is complete, you'll get this completed summary. This is the screen you would be able to skip if you chose that in the setup, but you can go in here and see the installation summary. Again, you can see those 2 false faileds. But for now, that's just something we can ignore. And then we can hit close and it goes away. And the user will see that all of their apps, Chrome, FileMaker, Nord Layer, all the things we pushed out there are already installed for them. So I think this is great. I think this is a great addition by Addigy. I am excited to continue to test it. And as soon as they fix that failed issue, I will be deploying this to all of my customers for new computer setups. If you have any questions about this video, about Addigy, about MDM in general, feel free to reach out. I can be reached at Marshall_CIT on the MacAdmin Slack. Marshall@cranstoninc.com on email, and cranstonit.com is our website. If you haven't tried Addigy, definitely use our link to sign up for a 2-week free trial. That gives you enough time to dip your feet in and try these features for yourself. I think Addigy is an amazing platform to manage your Mac computers. And if you have not tried it yet, I would definitely recommend giving it a shot. That link is cranstonit.addigy.com/signup. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.